Welcome back to Paper and Plates. My name's Natasha, and I will be talking to you about my experience at the 2018 DC Pen Show and showing you footage that I shot at the show. Before we get started, I wanted to remind you to hit subscribe down below and be sure to hit the little bell icon so you're notified every time I post new videos. I have a lot of new content planned to come out and I don't want you to miss any of it. And I do have a very cool announcement coming this weekend in a video, so be sure to hit that little bell so that you get notified as soon as I post that video. Also, be sure to connect with me on my social media platforms. That's where I'll post pictures of my pen mail and other pen related things that I don't need to put in video format. So that way you can stay connected with me that way, and sometimes I'll do polls and things like that. And lastly, make sure that you're sharing my videos if you think that there's somebody that may also be interested in the content. I'd love to continue growing this network here that we've already started building. So please do share the videos with anyone else that you think would be interested. Okay, so talking about the pen show, as a reminder, it was 4 days, Thursday through Sunday. And I attended on Saturday and Sunday, and I had a lot of fun. Saturday started at 9 o'clock again, like it did last year, and I heard a lot of grumblings from the vendors about that. It sounds like the vendors didn't know that it would start at 9. They just opened the doors and people started flooding in, and so I heard some vendors saying that they were still trying to eat breakfast or expected to come in and get coffee and kind of get settled, and people were already at their tables trying to make purchases, and so they weren't too happy about that. Others just rolled with the punches. So that was pretty good because I could get some of my footage before it really got busy, but you'll see in the videos there are already a lot of people as soon as we're walking into the show. So we got there around 9:30 or 9:40. We were running late and it was very busy, but I was able to get the footage that I could get just because we got there before 10. After 10, it was just too busy to shoot video. So when you got into the show, I think in the Brian Goulet video that posted, they said only on Saturday 400 people got the bag, and on Sunday 100 people got the bag. I didn't know that, but this is the bag that you got for free, and we got one last year as well, and they had the free ink inside the bag, which I didn't realize at first. I was walking around thinking, where do we get the ink? Because last year you had to go to a table and get the ink, but this year they had it already in the bag, which I thought was pretty neat and convenient. You didn't have to go somewhere else to get it. So that was cool, and I went right into the smaller room and started walking around and viewing the tables and trying to shoot footage for you guys. And there were vendors. They did make an announcement. I think they said that there were vendors from 15 different countries at the pen show this year, if I remember correctly, which is pretty cool. So yeah, vendors from all over the world. There was a new vendor there that, well, there were a lot of new vendors there, but there was one in particular that I was excited that I found called Penlux, and I tried to find some information on them for you guys, but they don't even seem to have a website. So I'm hoping to reach out to the pen show organizer to see if he has contact information for them, because I'd like to get some more information in my pen haul video that'll come out on Monday. You'll see that I bought their less expensive pen, and I really like it so far. But they have a more expensive pen, which you can see in my pen show footage. It was $130 piston fill. So that was a cool new brand that I discovered at the pen show. But you also saw there were also the larger brands that you're used to seeing there, like Franklin Christoph and Diplomat was also there, and I got to speak with them kind of extensively, which was exciting for me because I was on a mission to buy an arrow at the pen show, and it was really fun to talk to them about some upcoming products. In fact, they have a beautiful blue arrow coming out next month, and they showed me the not a prototype of it, because I think it's it's the final product. But it was just gorgeous, and I will definitely be buying that from Goulet when they get it. And they have a purple coming out as well, which will be very exciting. So I don't remember when they said that's launching, but I think it's later this year. So I'm excited for those two pens to come out. I just want all of the arrows. So I love that pen. But and Anderson was there, Van Ness was there. So if you wanted other brands that weren't represented or weren't at the pen show, you could still get some of their products. So that was cool too. Also, there were vendors selling things that I didn't remember from last year, like jewelry and knives and watches, and so that was fun to see. And speaking of knives, I'm forgetting his name now, but I found a fountain pen there. I wish I had captured it on video, but there was a pen there that was made by a famous knife maker. I'll have to see if my boyfriend remembers the name. If so, I'll put it in the description box below, but I didn't know that knife maker made fountain pens. It was $1,200 if I remember correctly. It was just gorgeous, so that was fun to see. Pricing at the pen show was as I remembered from last year. I followed my own advice from my pen show guide. I walked the whole floor first, shooting video for you, but also looking at what each table sold. And for example, my boyfriend bought a pen case, and he found that Franklin Christoph was selling the pen case for, I think it was $45 or $48, somewhere around there. But Diplomat was selling that Franklin, or the Diplomat distributor, I think it was technically maybe, but they were selling the pen case for $35 or $38. It was $10 cheaper than what Franklin Christoph was selling it for. So if he had bought the pen case from the brand, he would have paid $10 more. And so I thought that was interesting. So it's a good thing we walked the floor first and he saw the two places were selling it and got it for cheaper. And just like I said in that pre-pen show video, I saw vanishing points all over the place, and they were different prices, different nibs, different colors. So hopefully those of you that got to see that video, you could take advantage of that advice and walk the floor and get the best deals that you could find. After we did most of our shopping on Saturday, we went upstairs to the ink sampling tables. I did bring my glass pen, but I actually made a beeline for the Van Ness sampling table because they have a setup where it's pre-inked pens that I guess the caps are glued down and the pens are filled, and so you just unscrew from the glued down tops and you can test with the pens. They have different sized nibs, and the display is numbered, and then they have a piece of paper that tells you what color each number is, what color corresponds with each number. So I spent my entire time playing with all of those different colors at the Van Ness sampling table. I didn't even make it to the bottles at all of the other tables, and that was really fun for me. So I discovered a new brand called Califolio, which maybe you guys are familiar with, but I had never heard of it, and their colors are gorgeous. So what I found interesting is, even though of course you have your normal green and blue and orange families of color, primary colors, I thought they took a unique stance on each color. I have probably 90 ink samples. I think I mentioned before, maybe in a different video, that I primarily use ink samples instead of buying a lot of bottles because I love ink and I change it a lot. But I don't have colors like the ones I saw in Califolio. So I have pen mail arriving today with a bunch of ink samples from Califolio, and I'm really excited to play with those. So I'll post those on Instagram and Twitter when they come in so that you guys can see what I got. But I was really excited for that find, and I had a lot of fun just playing with the Van Ness sampling. I can't remember, I think it was Robert Oster is the other brand that was inked up at the Van Ness sampling table. One other note about that sampling room, I thought it was much better organized this year than it was last year. They had the tables lining the perimeter of the room, so people were on the inside of the room, as opposed to last year they had all the tables in a square on the inside of the room and people sat on the outside perimeter, and that just used up, there was so much wasted space in the middle of the room inside the tables. It made no sense, and so I thought it was a better flow this year. And actually, I'll say for the pen show overall, I thought it was a better flow this year, even though it was busy, and it was harder for me to try to shoot video because it was so busy, I will say, but it flowed better. I didn't feel claustrophobic in the show, and I don't know if everybody else felt that way. I just felt like there was more room to move. So yeah, just a note about that. So we also attended Sunday, and the reason I attended Sunday was pretty cool. I met a brand owner called Jim Hines, and he and his marketing manager Francisco, and I was able to interview them on Sunday, and that video will post tomorrow, and I have an exciting announcement for that video, so please, again, make sure you subscribe so you see when that goes up and you can tune in for that. But I went back Sunday to film that interview, and then I, of course, did more shopping on Sunday, and we definitely found it was less crowded as expected on Sunday, but also there were fewer brands, and as I mentioned in my guide video, brands were already starting to pack up around, I'd say 1 or 2 on Sunday when I finished with the interview. So there were some brands that I wish I had bought things on Saturday, or they were there and they were sold out by the time I started shopping on Sunday. So if you do go next year, again, make sure you get most of what you need on Saturday, because if you do plan to go Sunday, you never know what might be left or who might still be coming. I also want to say a very special thank you to 2 subscribers who approached me at the pen show and introduced themselves. I really, really appreciate that. It was fun to see that happen, and I hope that you enjoyed the fountain pen show as much as I did, so thank you. Okay, so I think that is everything that I can think of that is a highlight of the show, or something maybe different than what I already covered in my pen show guide. So we'll get to the footage. I tried to shoot it in a way that you could walk the floor with me and see what I saw, and I do some pan outs of the room so you can see how many people are there. Again, most of my footage was shot in the first 30 minutes or so that I arrived there, because after that it started to get really busy. I actually had to cut out a lot of my footage because people were constantly walking in front of the camera, and my shots were, I had to keep moving past tables because people were actually trying to shop and I'm trying to shoot video, and I was kind of in the way, and vendors were giving me nasty looks. Some vendors, not everybody of course, but I think people just wanted to do business, and so I couldn't get the best footage. That maybe next year I'll go on Thursday or Friday to shoot video or to talk to people, or stay later maybe in the day to shoot video when it slows down. But anyway, so I try to walk the floor so that you can see as much as possible, and I keep the audio on. I've seen a lot of videos, pen show, after show, or recap videos where they just have music playing. I tried to keep the audio on so that you can experience it better, be more immersed in the experience with me. So please be sure to give me feedback on how I shot this video. Keeping in mind, I'm only 3 weeks into having my YouTube channel. I'm still learning my camera. I'm still learning how to be a videographer. I don't have experience with this, so be kind, be gentle. But I do want some feedback on what you liked of what you saw at the pen show, what you would have liked to have seen more of or less of, because I do want to go to more pen shows if I can afford to do the travel, but also next year I definitely will be back at the DC Pen Show, if nothing else. So I'll use that feedback when I'm shooting footage next year. So please let me know if I'm lingering too long on something or moving too quickly past something else. And I also had in mind that if there were displays you wanted to see more of, you could pause and watch that at your own speed. So keep that in mind too. That's what my intention was anyway. And I apologize again, being newer at videography, I am still learning this camera, and so there are some blurry bits or shaky bits, but I tried to cut as many of those out as possible while still maintaining enough footage for you. So I apologize for what's left in there. So I hope you enjoy the footage. Again, please leave some feedback. Let me know what you think.
Feel free to look all around
set of
there
vendors
and
on the left
all
will
of
give
the
you
other
free
room
entry
too.
to the bag.
Okay, thank you and enjoy the show.
Here to the right, there's people all on the outside, vendors all on the
He's
outside.
one of the tables.
On the right of us.
So he is here.
Yeah, he is here.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It'll be 18 hours. Nice to meet you.
How you doing? Dress for you again.
Thank you so much.
This guy is great. They make these pens I know. Because they don't have
Morning.
The best angle we have is down at the pens. Don't bring up here. You know?
I won't, Chuck. I
Down
won't.
there.
Absolutely. No problem.
We want to sell pens, not distract from them.
That's no problem. The pens are beautiful. Oh, they're gorgeous.
He has some that have.
Right, I'm sorry. We have so many. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking ink. I went to ink, and I'm yeah. Oh, okay. We always try to help everybody.
That's always the excuse.
It's a lot of coffee to spill on the table.
Yeah.
It is life.
Morning.
If you'd like to try any of the nib sizes, feel free.
They're beautiful.
Early, late.
You look military or former military?
Thank you. Thank you so much. These are really unique looking.
They're all hand cut and hand stitched.
I can tell. I can tell. This blue one is really catching my eye.
I mean, there's one thing you don't want to be going to.
Howard, I'm bringing this out here because try to go back into that corner. If we have to do this.
What are you seeing that you like, Shayla?
There was a Japanese pig over there.
How was the pricing?
Oh, I didn't check yet. I just saw it. Because I was closing. So yeah, he seems to be a bit like me, a bit just like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the move very soon. I'm not happy. So that's 25.
All right.
And would you like a bag, or are you just going to?
That exquisite.
Just go to the bathroom and see if
Are you wanting to? So you're wanting to lighter?
Just unscrew it. It's unscrew
Selling pens or you just describe I haven't seen this.
It's the old Delta name. It looks just like this. Right there. Check it out. It's over there.
What is special about their stuff other than just their lovely taste and display?
This is fancier than last year, but
They actually put out special edition notebooks as well, so it's a little bit more collectible.
Look at the area code. I'm trying to think where you guys are from.
York, Pennsylvania. So that's what drew my attention to it.
you can put 3 of these notebooks. That's why they're sold in 3s inside one of the leather notebooks. They have straps in there, so you can put them in there and change them out as you fill up the notebooks. That's what I remember from last year.
Fountain pen friendly, or say field notes?
I don't remember. Is it fountain pen friendly paper?
Yes, you're welcome to check it out. Sorry, how much was the
demonstrators.
This one? Yeah. Let me double check the price.
Yeah. You love your clear pen.
I do, because of all the ink and all the fun.
I just wish I would. Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah.
So, because of the discount on that, I can do 50. So 19 plus.
Don't forget to look out pen cases.
something here that can go to
Well, I tell you, I'm not sure I don't know.
I think that's part of it.
I don't know whether or not but if we want, we can.
The list price on the pen is $995, and then our special show price comes all the way down to $789. Yeah. So you like fountain pens?
Oh yeah.
That's your favorite. Do you get our emails?
Actually, I follow you on Instagram.
Oh, here, put down your email too. That's cool. Then you got a pen in your pocket. Nice.
This is a partner desk set.
Oh, that's why it's turned around. I was straightening pins up for you.
So there's a pen here for each one.
Oh, I get it. Partner desk. You work on that side, I work on this side, so that's why it's turned. See, that one's turned.
Pretty.
This is not the done over here. Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm going to have to buy another Monteverde case though because I'm almost out of space.
Thanks for checking in. Thanks.
But I can also move my pen.
$350 for
be able to tell you, but I just didn't want to put that.
At least one, maybe two
Starting with the brew.
So you make a lot of pens and touch it?
No, I don't know. Pens, I don't make those pens. Right now, this is my current pen. But I make the plastics. Well, yeah, I only make this plastic. I used to make other plastics. But,
I've told them not to let me buy notebooks. These are the ones I have. These are unused notebooks I have. I have that many, so I'm not allowed to buy. But these
that was my pen show footage. I hope that you enjoyed it. As a reminder, don't forget to hit subscribe down below and connect with me on the social media platforms that I have listed in the description box below. Also, as a reminder, I have an interview with Heinz Pens posting tomorrow, and there's an exciting announcement in that video. So again, hit the notification bell when you subscribe so that you know as soon as that video posts. And I have a pen show haul video posting on Monday, and so you'll get notified when that goes up as well. I do want to ask you to leave a comment down below on any future videos you'd like to see. I have, again, a lot of content coming out, but I'd love to hear from you. If there's something you haven't been seeing other pen video content providers putting out and I could perhaps fill that gap, let me know. I'd love to try and shoot some more unique content for you. I am so excited to continue chatting with you guys. Please feel free to continue sharing information with me in the comments section or again on social media platforms. I love the comments I've gotten so far, and I look forward to talking more with you soon. Bye for now.